Hola, ¿qué tal? Hello and welcome to our first edition, our first program or class for Superhuman, Struggling Superhumans, our new group on Facebook. Let me just check how everyone is doing, and let's just wait a little bit to get people online. There we are. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Eduardo Emers Blanco, and I am the founder of Tappilini. And now Tappilini has become an academy. So I'm very, very proud and happy to present to you the new energy of what Tappilini is. And I chose the Hall of Mirrors. Obviously, I'm not in the Hall of Mirrors right now in Versailles. I'm using a green background, but I am very happy to be here, kind of sharing this concept of being able to access our past. And if you are someone who struggles in the present for any reason, either health or ambitions that you want to get, or whatever it is, that something it's kind of blocking the the progress, and you realize that the origin of such blockage is in the past, and you've done probably a lot of work in the past. You probably have done, I mean, everything you can. You probably have gone through therapy. You probably have gone through different modalities of self-healing. You probably have engaged in actively remove the blockages. And sometimes we can't, even though we have done everything. It's difficult to let go of something that is very ingrained, very rooted in our past. Before I continue, I would like to remind everyone to please write your questions, write whatever comments, questions, suggestions that you would like to have on the section below, and I will answer them at the end. If you would like your name to appear on my screen and be able to see who is sending those messages, you will see that in the description of this video, at the very end, it says that I am transmitting using StreamYard. And StreamYard needs a permission from you to allow me to see who is posting. Otherwise, I will have to wait until the end of the transmission to be able to know who the person is. Um, I have my little book of notes. So this program, this class, is for people who struggle to become the best version of themselves, who struggle to find the connection with their present in a more kind of grounded and powerful way. As I mentioned before, this is my first program for struggling superhumans. And if you are one of those, what is a struggling superhuman? And who's a superhuman? I mean, let's define that first. Let's start with superhuman. We are all superhumans. The thing is, I believe that we have been downgraded through the first for not knowing, and then from those who know and didn't want to share the information. And therefore, we are kind of dumbed down. Like, we don't really know who and what we are and what is our true capacities. But we're also entering an era of self-realization where we begin to not follow prophets or gurus or structure or hierarchy, but we begin to ask ourselves what it is that is truly resonating with us. And we take different pieces of the puzzle that really fit in that moment, and we connect with that information. And therefore, it can be just helpful to help us move on from whatever situation we are in. So we are all superhumans. So what about the struggling superhumans? Well, that group of people are the ones who they already believe it. The kind of they've had glances of geniuses. They believe they can heal themselves. They believe in their abundance. They believe in their happiness. They believe in their potential. But somehow there is something within themselves that blocks that progress. And this is what we're going to be talking today. We're going to be talking about how to access whatever is blocking our progress in the past, in the future, for now. So this is something that we're going to be able to project, that we're going to be able to fish from the back, and we are definitely going to be able to use it right now, because this is something practical, something that makes kind of sense. And this is hopefully something that's going to make sense to you. So if you are someone who's struggling for fear, phobias, shame, guilt, any kind of very difficult emotion, or you know that you had a very kind of tough trauma, that something really, really heavy happened to you in the past, or suffer from addictions. And although you want to get over them, you know that there is a part of you that can't, that you find it very, very difficult, and somehow sooner or later you stumble again. So this is for you. But if you find yourself at the level of extreme anxiety or extreme addiction or extreme depression, please consult a doctor. Find someone around you, because I am not a doctor. I am not a physician. I am not a therapist. I am someone like you who have gone through very difficult and tough situations in the past. But I had the ability to understand them and see them. I like be able to dwell into that part of the pain and come back with a piece of information. For that happened to me through near death experiences. So very close experiences of death, that I had the opportunity to open my mind and began to see a bit more than what we kind of make sense of. So that's how I began to develop this wisdom and knowledge. And also, I have been able to apply all that wisdom and knowledge in my own health, uh, transcending many traumas, illnesses like cancer and AIDS, and many other situations and blockages in my life. I'll invite you to visit my website, our website, because now it's not my website, it's our website, www.tappilini.com. I'm going to look for it here. Look for it here. Where's Tappilini? There it is. So www.tappilini.com. In there, you can search for, you can look right in the bottom. You can look at my story. It says there, how did I transcend all the stuff? And it asks you to, if you want to read my full story, you can click in there, and whoop, there it goes. So if you're ready, let's start. Let's start, because this is going to be interesting. Let me put my glasses, because I have something to show you that I think is going to be quite new and remarkable. Okay, so let me put this. That's that. Okay. Right. So I'm going to put a little video, but I want to show you how we are going to be working with our consciousness today. So first of all, how are we going to be able to access our past? Well, we know past as a line, as a kind of a horizontal line. Future, yes, a horizontal line. Or in the past, for you, your past would be, where's your past? No, this is your future. This is your past. For your past, it's in the back, or it's on the left, and the future, it's on the right. That is how we see it. It's a timeline, and what we're going to be aiming today to do is to access our past from our future. So imagine that there is a little point right in the middle, and we're going to access. But how are we going to access uh, this timeline? We're going to access these timelines through the different levels of consciousness. You know that you have a subconscious. That's where sometimes we cannot access because it's somewhere hidden. It's somewhere in the dark. We can only see the effects that are happening in the subconscious. And how can we access that subconscious? Well, normally with the superconscious. And this is the beginning of understanding how different aspects of ourselves is there. That we are not just one mind, one ego, one awareness, and that's it. But we have different levels. And in as today we're going to be working with past and future in a horizontal line, we're going to also access superconscious and subconscious in a vertical way. Now, if you see the circle that I put in the middle, this is what kind of brings everything together. This is the understanding. That dotted circle, it's the understanding of, okay, this kind of makes sense. Because now, if we go into quantum mechanics and if we go into quantum physics and we begin to understand that reality, it's a lot more than we've been led to believe. Well, maybe also time and space, it's has a very different relationship to the way we see it. So I mean, you probably seen this cross many times before. This cross, it's the what we've seen in the salty cross. I mean, we've seen it all over the world. It's very common to see this cross, and I don't know if you have ever questioned yourself, what does it mean? How do we connect with this kind of cross, and why is so kind of representative of humanity, and not only a religion but of different states of existence, like in a tomb. You put it as a tombstone. So this cross is just to give you a little example of how the symbolism has been always there, and given us the opportunity to access our own past, our own future, everything from the center. This is what this figure represents. We are in the center and we have access to absolutely everything. Um, Now, you probably have seen this picture of Christ and how he is represented with this cross in his head, like his halo. What do you think this means? What do you think this kind of represents? It means, from my perspective, from what I've understood and what I have been gathering through the years of self healing, this represents enlightenment. This represents a level of understanding that goes beyond our information that we receive either in school, college, or from something here on earth. It feels like there is an enlightenment that connects us to the universe, that connects us with a higher level of existence that encompasses everything that is. And that's why it's well so related, so connected with religion. And we've seen this figure many times. So what are we going to do now? It's we're going to regress time. And I'm going to share with you how are we going to do this, because it's very simple. You have to learn to relax first, to kind of center yourself, and you can sit in a comfortable position. You can be sitting on a chair, or you can be sitting on the floor, or wherever you feel comfortable, but make sure that you are grounded. Your feet are on the ground, and your spine, your back is straight, and you are connecting with your breathing. And I'm going to invite you, if you don't know how to breathe or how to breathe properly. Last night I made a video called Breathing Like a Yogi. So I will invite you, it's a 3-minute video that you can go and access, to begin to breathe in the way, in the manner, in the with the technique that allows you to connect very, very quickly with yourself, with your breathing, and achieve a calmer state of mind and being. So we're going to begin to imagine that you can regress time, that you can actually think about something that has happened to you right now. And if you want to write this down, please do it, because these are different steps that will take you through the whole process. Let me just check if I'm not missing anything. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. Before before that, I want to share with you about the butterfly or ripple effect. This is what we're going to be doing as we regress our time, and as we think about something that happens to us in the past, what happened to you in the past. You're going to be able to, let's say for the next part, you're going to be able to change the emotional charge that that event had in your life. How are we going to do that? Very, very simple, because it's about, let's let's go on and do it. So you are breathing, you're connecting with yourself. You realize that you have something in yourself, like for example, there is right now a struggle about money. Let's talk about money. There is a struggle about money that connects very, very deeply with self-worth. How much do you value yourself? How much were you valued yourself? And then you realize that in your past there was this massive moment, this very powerful moment, when you lost all your money, you lost your wallet, for example, and you were very little. You were probably about 4, 5 years old, and you were gathering, you were saving that money with so much intention. Everybody knew that you had your little box with those coins, and you knew it, that was your biggest possession. That's something so valuable that there was no way you would not have it, that you would lose it. But somehow you did. We don't know if somebody took it, we don't know what happened, but you lost it and you made a tantrum. And instead of receiving the comfort of your parents, you received anger, you received shame, you received a punishment, you received all sorts of programming. In that moment of your life, you recorded a line, you recorded a program in your mind saying, I'm not good with money. All this, it's an example. But I think that you can figure out something like that would happen in your life, something that is that deeply, that profound in your life. So what are we going to do, and what happens in throughout the lives, and why does it keep repeating? Why do we are now 50 years old or 30 years old or however old you are, and you're still thinking about the same situation, and you're still finding that however therapy you go through, or however awareness you become of the situation, you're still not able to break the pattern, because the money still hasn't been found. You still feel that you cannot hold on to money. That it's difficult to keep it. And so how can we break that? And the secret is here. The secret is about going back in time, as we connected, going back in time, and and where's the time? No, that's not the time. That's time. So and connect with that situation in your past. That is what we have to do now. So what happens? You're sitting, you're breathing, you're connecting, you have already your desired goal. You say, I want to work with money, I want to work with my ability to create wealth, and therefore I have to change my beliefs about myself and self-worth. Well, okay, where does this does where did all that began? Where is the origin of that trauma? Well, it happened when I was 3 to 4 years old, and I remember that very clearly because every time I think about that, I can still feel the shame. I can still feel how I lost all the money. I can still feel how my mother didn't love me, how my father punished me, and all that. So you have all those emotions. So what are we going to do now is we need to change the emotional charge in that situation. How? By using now your current mind to decide what it is that you want to feel in that moment. And you could say, wow, that's just ridiculous. That would never happen because past is past and I cannot change it. It's there. No, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And this is why I showed you the graphic at the beginning about the cross. What do you think is all over the world? Why do you think this cross is so popular in religion? This is the level of enlightenment that the Christ consciousness means. This is what Christ, the Christ that talks the Bibles and different sacred books, it's all about. It's not a man that is going to come down. It's about a level of understanding. It's a level of understanding that gives you access to all time, therefore ending time at all. Because when you realize that you can access all time, there is no time because everything is happening now. I know that if for your mind, if this is the first time that you're listening to this, it could be too difficult to grasp. Just give it time because this is not for you to believe. This is for you to resonate with it. And if you find it that somehow resonates with you, it will hold on. It will like a find a space in your heart, in your mind, and it will seed itself. It will if you just go into somewhere inside you, and it will stay there. And as you begin to connect with different possibilities and begin to open your mind and begin to nourish your emotions and your self-belief and your self-worth, you will be like nurturing this seed of thought. And at some point, it will make a very powerful click that you will realize, okay, yes, yes. Now I believe that I am powerful enough to change the emotional charge that I had in my past and allow it to ripple throughout the ages up to the way I feel right now so I can project a very different reality to my future. If you are not at that level right now, don't worry. You will. You will. Because you're looking at this video for a reason. So be patient, be kind with yourself, and realize that not because the train hasn't passed right in front of you and you're sitting on the station, that doesn't mean that there is no train for you. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen to you. The thing is, you have to allow your own perspective to settle and to be ready for the moment when you have your illumination, when you have your moment of enlightenment, your whoa aha moment. Right now, I'm just bringing the possibility that this can happen and that you have the access, and that you have within yourself everything that you need to heal instantly, if you so desire. So you have all those emotions. Oh my God! So I found my father found me, and he punished me because it was a lot of money, and I don't know how I could have lost it. And you feel so ashamed, and you feel so embarrassed, and you feel so sad, and you feel so worthless. How can you change that? Well, the first thing is to give to that entity, that boy, that girl, that little child, give the support. So first of all, be kind with yourself. Realize that your parents or your carers or whomever person or situation was involved, they were doing the best they could. What about if I was raped? How could they were doing the best they could? And how could I see something good in being raped when I was a teenager? How could I see something good? For fuck's sake, I'm still trembling every time I think about it. I haven't been able to have a proper relationship in 30 years. How could you? And what could good something like that could have? Imagine that that has brought you to this. That situation that closed all doors made you begin to look into very, very, very different doors within yourself that has allowed you to evolve your mind and your heart and your energy as a whole at some level that right now you can begin to transform the way you feel about something so horrid, about something like that in your past. And that's the power of the trauma. That's the power of all the pain in our past. It's not there just to stay there and fester. This is the opportunity that we have to become the person, the superhuman that we are meant to become, by using everything that we think makes us under humans, under performance. So, what do we need? How can we make sure that we have the level of understanding to access our past? Sorry, for use this past. To access to access our past. Uh, how can we get to that point? Well, for that, I'm going to share with you the 5 levels of alignment. And this is a piece of information that I got from Chiron. Chiron is an entity that is being channeled by Lee Campbell, I think is his name, and it just makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to put it here for you. So 5 levels of enlightenment. What are the 5 levels? Well, the first one, where you is alignment with others. You have to realize that you are not here alone. That, for example, if you're working with yourself, oh, sorry, what is the other way around? If you're working with yourself, if you right now say, well, I want money, I want money, and I need to break free from that situation that happened to me in the past, for you in the past. So realize that that situation involves others. So somehow you begin to realize that that blockage began with somebody, and you wanted to break free because you want to connect with somebody else. You want abundance, not to be alone in a cave with surrounded by money. You want your abundance, you want your money so you can share it, because you want to show it, because you want to connect better with the outside world that connects you with the other human beings. You have to realize that the first level of enlightenment or alignment is connecting with others. Realize that you have a responsibility to do it, that is not only for yourself, that you are here to be part of a greater system, and that greater system, it's a whole. So realize that you are here to connect with others. So align yourself with others. Forgive, forget, uh, find gratitude, connect with your family. Please make peace with your family. Make peace with your family. Make peace with your neighbors, regardless of how difficult or impossible they are or they could be. Make peace. Uh, so once you have your relationship with others kind of connected, you connect with nature. Now you say, well, I live in the city. I don't have time to go to the parks. Connect with your breathing. And you say, well, my breathing is not nature. Where do you think that air comes from? That air comes from every single tree, every single plant that has been on this planet for eons. And it's been cycled and recycled over and over and over again. And you are part of this earth. You came from water at the beginning of our evolution, and we will go back to water. We have gone through the different elements. We have become every single aspect of ourselves, are carbon, are part of an organic matter. We can just simply connect with nature by connecting with our breathing, without connecting with the way we feel about ourselves. We are part of nature. There is no way you cannot feel part of nature. So if you don't get that connection, breathe. If you don't know how to breathe, watch my other video. I start connecting. The third one, oh, this is a very interesting one. You have somehow to be able to connect with the stars. You have to be able to connect with the cosmos. You have to be able to connect with the planets. You have to be able to connect with everything that happens out there. You have to be able, I mean, remember that these are the levels of alignment that we need to make sure are aligned to be able to connect with the certainty, with the self belief, with the power to say, I can change my future. Because if you're just going to sit down and say, I'm going to try it. Okay, I'm going to my past. Okay, change it. Now, where's the result? It's not happening. How many times have you tried the law of attraction and it doesn't happen? How many times? And why do you think it's not happening? Because you don't believe in yourself. Why? Because you haven't gone through the alignments to connect like a lock that you have to make sure that they are in the level so you can turn the key. That's what this is the keys. These are the level, there's different levels that you have to make sure, okay, now I connect with others, I have forgiven, I am in peace, I connect with nature, I have gone through, I hug trees and I feel it. I love spending time in nature. I love going for a swim. I love going I don't know, to the woods. I love cycling and feeling the air on my face. I've gone through different. What's the name of this? Different. Oh my God! I have the word here and I cannot get it. Like festivals, no festivals of fire, ceremonies, ceremonies. How could I forget that word? Ceremonies, and you can connect however it is. Connect. Now you connect with the stars. You start beginning to connect with your own star. You go into astrology. You connect with the sun. You connect with the moon. You connect with the different stars. You connect with the different entities out there in the stars. You connect with the civilizations in the Pleiades. You connect with different Andromedas and with different solar systems. You connect. You connect. And then once you have that, the next one is you connect with yourself. You connect with yourself at a deeper level. You connect with your mind. You understand your mind. You are patient with your mind. You connect with your body. You begin to listen to your body. which means that you start sleeping as much as you need to. You begin to exercise as much as you need to. You begin to nurture your body as much as you need to. And you begin to have a deeper connection with the different aspects of yourself, your spirituality, your psychology, and your biology. You simply begin to have a very different connection with yourself. And finally, but the last but not the least, is the relationship with God. Yep. This is as important as every other aspect. You have to find the moment, the time, the shape or form to connect with God in a closer way, like family member. You have to be able to realize that it's part of you, that you are God, that God is you, and that there is a very intrinsic connection between uh, both of you. These are the 5 levels of alignment as channeled by Chiron. And when I listened to this, I said, I have to share this because it makes so much sense. And I hope it's making a lot of that sense to you, because this is where we begin to change our reality and our future. And we begin to become truly the superhumans that we are meant to become. So, how are you? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Please let me know. Is there anyone there that, let me just check the box. Let me just check the box. Okay. Anyone, please? Bob, I know you. Oh, there you are. I knew you were there. Okay, Bob. Oh, God, I have to wear my glasses. Okay, what if I don't remember my past? I don't believe in God. But then, how can I stop thinking, worrying all the time? Okay. So what if I don't remember my past? What do we do if we can't remember? If we can't remember our past? In that respect, you don't have to dwell very deeply. You don't have to go. If you have, for example, a very intense trauma that is blocking the whole situation, focus on what you're feeling right now. Focus on your present. Focus on giving yourself the love, the nurturement, the encouragement that you need today, and you can begin. And this is what I would do if there are aspects of me that I don't remember. Ask, ask yourself, ask yourself to access those parts. Be ready. If you feel too vulnerable to access those places alone, or do it with a therapist, do it with a friend. That those kind of situations will give you the opportunity to feel safer, and more importantly, it will give you the certainty that you are taking safe steps to continue your progress. Um, what about I don't believe in God? What then? Well, depends on what God are you believing. I mean, what kind of God is your idea of God? I don't think God is meant to be believed. I feel that God is meant to be known. You have to experience it. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to have very, very clear what is going on in your life with him or with her or however you want to connect it with it. It's about feeling it. It's about connecting. If you start breathing And if you start connecting with the silence within yourself, that is God. The love that you feel for yourself and others, that is God. The moment when you see a little bird singing and it fills your heart with joy, that is God. You want to give it a name? Brilliant. You want to call it light, source, whatever, brilliant. But however you want to identify it or connect with it, make sure that you build a strong relationship. Make sure that it's not just something abstract that is out there. Make sure that you connect and you feel this family link, this family bond, that you can go to that energy and feel guided and protected, that you know that you will be listened, that you are embraced, and when you are feel vulnerable, that you are protected. That is the kind of relationship that we need to have with God, however you want to call it. How can I stop thinking and worrying all the time? Well, meditation, of course. And for that, I'm going to, guys, if you don't know about Tappilini, if you have, thank you so much, Bob, by the way. Thank you so much for your questions. I know that you were preparing this early today, and I really appreciate your participation. So, what was it? I lost it. I cannot stop thinking. I cannot stop thinking. Meditation. Tappilini is a practice that works with tapping and Kundalini. I'm not going to explain what is it right now because we don't have time. Going to the website tappilini.com. Yeah. Go to the website tappilini.com and look around it. It's a wonderful practice method that, in my case, has saved my life. I don't know if it's going to save your life. I cannot promise that, but it has definitely saved my life. It has been the tool and the practice that I know that it won't fail and it will help me in the most difficult of circumstances. It's very simple. It's a tapping and a Kundalini mantra, the miracle mantra of Guru Ramdas. Wonderful, wonderful, miraculous. And this is what I've done. And if you asked me, does it really stop you from thinking, from creating automatic thinking? The answer is yes. And at this point, the only thing that I could ask you is to look into my eyes and see if I'm lying, to see if I am just trying to sell you something, or if I'm just trying to look good, or like, oh, this guy is the enlightened one and he knows the shit. Just look into my eyes, because I know you can see the truth. And this is my truth. What I've been sharing today is my truth, is true. But has been the truth that has allowed me to stop thinking and stop worrying and be able to live with diagnosis that doctors said would kill me in 6 months, and I'm still here. And I'm not just kind of surviving. And I'm not just barely alive. I'm fucking thriving. And now I'm not only thriving on myself, I'm also wanting to connect with others and assist their progress in in their thriving. So just make your own judgment. Allow your heart to tell you what's going on. Want to change your past? Go and watch the video as many times as you have to. Realize that the understanding is here. There is no more. There is no more. You already have it. So go for it and give it a try. Okay? So if there are no more questions, I really appreciate you for being here. Thank you so very much. Thank you for this guidance. Thank you to the whole of viewers. Thank you to everyone who was part of this video. Thank you, Bob, for writing those questions. Thank you, everyone, for being superhumans and being so determined to grow, to excel in being you. Thank you so much. My name is Eduardo Emirs Blanco, and this has been, what has been this? Cure past trauma. Now, if you have any questions, oh, that was the last question. If you have any questions or you want to work specifically on your trauma and you have no idea how to do it, send me a message. I'm a coach and I'm a teacher. So I've been doing this for a while, and I'm ready to share all my experience with you. So send me a message, send me connect with me, and I will uh, write back. Okay. I don't know who's going here. Someone in Spanish. Yes. Muchas gracias. Muy interesante. No preguntas por el momento. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know who you are, but thank you very much for sending me your question. God bless you. So I will see you next time. Satnam. Namaste. Hasta la próxima. Tappilini Academy. Thank you. Satnam. Ciao.